B is a programming language developed at Bell Labs circa 1969. It is the work of Ken Thompson with Dennis Ritchie. B first appeared circa 1969. B was derived from BCPL, and its name may be a contraction of BCPL. It is possible that its name may be based on Bon, an earlier but unrelated, and rather different, programming language that Thompson designed for use on Multics. B was designed for recursive, non-numeric, machine-independent applications, such as system and language software. History: initially Ken Thompson and later Dennis Ritchie developed B, basing it mainly on the BCPL language Thompson used in the Multics project. B was essentially the BCPL system stripped of any component Thompson felt he could do without in order to make it fit within the memory capacity of the mini-computers of the time. The BCPL to B transition also included changes made to suit Thompson's preferences. Much of the typical ALGOL-like syntax of BCPL was rather heavily changed in this process, such as the equals and equals operators, which were replaced with equals for assignment and for equality test. Thompson invented arithmetic assignment operators for B, using x equals plus y to add y to x. B also introduced the increment and decrement operators. Their prefix or postfix position determines whether the value is taken prior or post-alteration of the operand. These innovations were not in the earliest versions of B. Some guess that they were created for the auto-increment and auto-decrement address modes of the DECP DP11. This is historically impossible as there was no PDP-11 at the time that B was developed. B is typeless, or more precisely has one data type, the computer word. Most operators treated this as an integer, but others treated it as a memory address to be dereferenced. In many other ways it looked a lot like an early version of C. There are a few library functions, including some that vaguely resemble functions from the standard I/O library in C. Early implementations were for the DECP DP7 and PDP-11 mini-computers using early Unix, and Honeywell GE645 36-bit mainframes running the operating system GCOS. The earliest PDP-7 implementations compiled to threaded code, and then Ritchie wrote a compiler using TMG which produced machine code. In 1970 a PDP-11 was acquired and threaded code was used for the port. An early version of YAC was produced with this PDP-11 configuration. Ritchie took over maintenance during this period. The typeless nature of B made sense on the Honeywell, PDP-7 and many older computers, but was a problem on the PDP-11 because it was difficult to elegantly access the character data type that the PDP-11 and most modern computers fully support. Starting in 1971 Ritchie made changes to the language while converting its compiler to produce machine code, most notably adding data typing for variables. During 1971 and 1972 B evolved into New B, and then C. B continues to see use on GCOS mainframes, and on certain embedded systems for a variety of reasons, including limited hardware in the small systems. Extensive libraries, tools, licensing cost issues, and simply being good enough for the job on others. The highly influential Aber-Mud was originally written in B. B is almost extinct, having been superseded by the C language. Examples: the following example is from the user's reference to B by Ken Thompson. See also, references. External links, manual page for B, 1, from Unix First Edition, The Development of the C Language, Dennis M. Ritchie. Puts B in the context of BCPL and C, uses reference to B, Ken Thompson. Describes the PDP-11 version. The programming language B, S. C. Johnson and B. W. Kernighan, Technical Report CS Trail 8, Bell Labs. The GCOS version on Honeywell equipment. B. Language Reference Manual, Thinkage Limited. The production version of the language is used on GCOS, including language and runtime library.